Trace Trylko, Sons of UCF. The Knights followed up that debacle against Baylor, once leading 35-7, into a flat performance, failure in all three phases of the game, losing 51-22 here to the Kansas Jayhawks. That's 3 straight losses for the Knights to open up Big 12 play, 3-3 going into the bye week. Knights gave up 399 yards on the ground to this Kansas team, and then there was confusion at quarterback. John Rhys Plumlee coming off the injury, started, came out, came back in. Let's hear from head coach Gus Malzahn, John Rhys Plumlee, and defensive end Josh Celiscar.
Take us through this rehab process since Boise, and at what point did it become apparent that maybe you could come back sooner than expected? Is kind of what was the thought process of coming back today versus maybe waiting another week with a bye week and coming back in 2 weeks?
We've really been attacking rehab, really getting after it, me and Mary, and Dr. Jablonski's been there as well. But we've really been working hard, right? And we've been, making really big steps every day. I felt like I could play, and so did Mary, and had a really good week of practice and preparation. Felt really good on it, and all those things. So I don't think it was a bad call to play this week by any means, because I was healthy, right? And I think I still am healthy, and so. God's got to plan through it, but I'm really, really thankful that it wasn't as bad as it could have been, right? Sitting there after Boise, a lot of thoughts go through your head of what could be and what could happen, right? But I'm super, super thankful. Bathed this knee in prayer a lot, and a lot of answered prayers as well.
John Rhys, Gus said that you got hit that one time in the first quarter, right after the first, and then you kind of felt a little funny to you, and then you went back to the sidelines and you guys kind of worked a little bit on it. What can you talk? What did it feel like when you got hit in that one time, and what maybe kind of made you get a little bit?
Kind of was over to Javon, right? Had pressure coming right off the front side, so I stepped under, moved out to the right a little bit, took a quick step, and I kind of felt a little funny on my knee, and like, what just happened? And played a couple plays, and then I don't want to be a detriment to the team, right?
Yeah.
And so I wanted to go get Mary's opinion on what happened. So I go to the sideline, obviously, and Mary's like, okay, she's breaking it down, her and Dr. Jablonski, and I'm kind of describing what happened and all that kind of good stuff, and they're testing and doing all different kinds of things. Hey, can you do this? Where does it hurt? All that good kind of good stuff. Came to the conclusion that they think it was just scar tissue that kind of maybe a little snap, crackle, pop or something, and it's just scary, right? Like at the end of the day, like it's scary. You don't want to re-injure yourself or hurt yourself, and kind of scared me a little bit. But obviously, again, I don't want to be a detriment to the team, and so I wanted to get her opinion, Dr. Jablonski's opinion on it, and so go over there, and I get good news, right? That they don't think there's anything wrong, and so obviously voiced that back to Bugs and Healy, and obviously Coach Malzahn as well, and so we kind of keep progressing, and didn't perform to my standard of wanting to play, and obviously I'm not the head coach, I don't get to make the calls, right? I'm a competitor, I always want to be in the game, whether I'm banged up, bruised up, or I'm 100% healthy. That's just who I am. I want to play, and but again, that's not my call, that's Coach Malzahn's call, and put Timmy in there. I thought he did a really, really good job, and so super proud of Timmy always. He always, leaves it out there on the field 100%, and so super scary, super scary I think it scared me, Mary, Jablonski, and Malzahn. It scared a lot of people, and so that's kind of what happened.
Go back to the injury. What was the nature of the injury initially?
I don't want to kind of dive into the depths of kind of what happened and what all of it was, but had some strains. Nothing that was completely torn or ruptured or anything like that. So super, super thankful and blessed, and because I'm sure y'all have seen the play and the position that I was in. And a lot of guys do a lot of damage in that position, right? Like you don't end up being able to come back as quickly as I have, and I think it's a blessing. We bathed this thing in prayer, and it's an answered prayer for sure. And then Mary is a rock star. Plain and simple. all hours of the day and night, ready for a phone call or text. I mean, she's as good as there is. I think she's the best in the country at what she does.
How do you think going in and then having to come out and then going in disrupted the flow of the offense off the top of the game?
I don't know. I mean, obviously that's not what you want to happen, right? That's not ideal. But I mean, I don't know. To say it completely disrupted us or something else, I couldn't tell you. Right? We're gonna have to go back and look at it. But obviously it's not ideal. But you want to be able to kind of stay strong in kind of the circumstances and those situations and be better than we were today.
After last week's stunning collapse against Baylor and then today's result where you guys were never really in it, where would you say this team is right now?
Frustrated right now. You know, nobody hates losing. The fun in what we do is in winning. Right? There's no secret about that. Somebody tries to make you feel better with a participation trophy, I think that they're a little bit silly. The fun in what we do is in winning, and so that's what we want to do. And that's what we're looking to do. Learn from this game, right? We've got to watch the film. We've got to break it down and see where it all went wrong, right? And we've got to learn from it. Thankfully, we got a bye week to kind of heal some guys up that I think need some healing, and then be able to put a really, really good game plan for Oklahoma.
As a leader, one of the leaders on this team, how do you keep rallying the guys around? I mean, you got a bye week now, so you got to sit and kind of stew on this a little bit before. How do you get the guys make sure not to get too down on this? You know, in this 3-game losing streak you guys have.
Yeah, I mean it's frustrating, right? Like nobody likes losing. The fun is always in winning, and so. But I think that nobody likes a bad taste in their mouth, right? And so, how do you get better every single day is, I think, the key to it, right? When you're frustrated because you do bad or frustrated because outcomes, it's, hey, how can I attack today and get better from yesterday to today? And then the next day, how can I get better from today from yesterday? And so I think it's attacking every day, and this team has done that so far. And I expect this team to continue to do that.
How would you describe the week of practice and shaking off that Baylor loss? I mean, that's a 24-hour rule, but that's hard.
Yeah, I mean, obviously kind of want to leave Baylor in the past, right? But I felt like we had a really good week of practice. We attacked Tuesday really, really well, had a lot of energy in practice. Wednesday, those were our 2 work days. We really, really got after it and had really good days. And then Thursday we're walking through. Everybody seemed to be really locked in. And then Friday, obviously, is the travel day. I thought we had a really good week. But again, that week's in the past now, right? So it's our job to move forward and see how can we get better. How can this week be better than last week, the bye week, and then after that, how can Oklahoma week be better than the bye week? And so again, that's our mindset going into it, and that's how we got to get better. That's got to be our mindset.
How important is leadership from you and just the rest of this team heading into this bye week?
I think leadership is big. When things don't go right, I think you kind of tell a lot about a team, a lot about leaders, a lot about guys that captain the ship, you know. And so I'm excited to see how we respond, and I think we will. And so I'm excited to see how these guys are going to attack the upcoming week, get healed up, right, and then ultimately how we attack the game plan going into Oklahoma.
You talked about Mary, not to dwell on this, but she's got experience, obviously, with Mackenzie Milton going through his knee injury. How much do you think that kind of helped in your process a little bit, what you guys were able to do?
I mean, she's unbelievable. I can't say enough good things about Mary. Like her, I mean, Sheila, Jablonski, but I mean, Mary was there, I mean, literally every step of the way. Like, I go in there and I want to see Mary, right? Like, and we have a team in there, and I'm just that kind of guy. I want to go see one person every time, and I picked Mary, and like, hey, we're going to attack this thing together. And man, for the good days and the bad days, like, she's extremely consistent, and we got better every day, and we have been all the way up to game time, and we're going to continue to get better and heal up into the bye week and into Oklahoma week. I think she's the best in the world at rehabbing my right knee because I've seen it. She's unbelievable. I cannot say enough good things about Mary Vanderhatten.
Coach Malzahn has said that this is a good team, that it's still got a lot of better football ahead of it.
Yeah.
You agree?
I absolutely agree.
Why?
It's a long season. We went through a little rocky spot here. Rocky spots don't define you. It's about what you do after a rocky spot. And so you can continue to dwell and mope around and live in the past, but I don't think that's what this team is going to do. I think this team is going to attack the upcoming days, the upcoming weeks, and the rest of this season. Again, I'm excited to see what comes from this.
Perfect.
Thanks.
That you kind of not been surprised by that.
Today I seen our defense. we didn't really execute. That's all. We made a lot of mistakes today. Kansas had a pretty good game plan against us, caught us in a lot of calls. So, you can't really say too much, but they had a great game. They did a great job. That's all. With us, we just have to game plan better and progress going on forward.
As leaders, how do you respond? I mean, this is 3 straight losses. This one particularly probably has hurts a little more. I mean, what do you do going in the off week as a leader to kind of make sure the players don't get down and kind of get on top of themselves a little bit?
Going into the off week, you just let guys know to come together. Don't stay down. You can't stay down for too long. 24-hour rule. Let it hurt for this amount of time and then move on from it. So just letting guys know it's time to rejuvenate. You got a bye week. Get your mind right. Come back to work. As a leader myself, I feel like I just have to put in more extra work and just do what's necessary in order to not just lead my team, but to help and way more than I do now.
Well, you just said there you could have said a week ago, right, after the Baylor game. Do you feel like there was a hangover during the week, a week of practice from that game?
I feel like it wasn't really no hangover. I feel like we had a good week of practice. I feel like it's just execution, comes down to execution. I felt like we'd had a lot of times where we had the perfect play and we just didn't make the tackle, or we didn't fill our gap properly. It's a lot of mistakes we made, but it's a lot of things that we just need to fix as a defense. And learning, you just got to learn from it, basically. Each and every week, we're just learning each and every week to get better each and every week, that's all.
You go to Oklahoma in 2 weeks. They just beat Texas today.
Yeah.
Have a bye week coming up. Is this a good time for a bye week?
I feel like it is a good time for a bye week for us to everybody get their mind right. It's time to rejuvenate, get your body right. Ricky has time to get his body right and get back to the game. I just feel like it's just getting your body right, getting your mind right, do a little soul searching, and just get better each and every week. That's it.
You're talking about the mental aspect of this game. How do you hear coaches say, don't let a game beat you the next week? What do you have to do to shake off now 3 straight?
Yeah. With me, I just feel like I have to lead better. That's a lot of things I feel like I could do to be a better leader. It just takes me just knowing what I need to do exactly to be a great leader. I will also say leading by example, putting more work in. As far as like conditioning or just doing the little extra things to help the other guys see that, our captain's doing this. We can do the same thing. Let's get better each and every week, leading by example. So that's a way to move on from it.
Okay, 2 really tough games coming off of. Where would you say this team is right now?
This team we still have a lot that we can succeed in this year. Have a lot of success. We still can have a 10-win season. We can still do a lot of great things. It's just the execution aspect and knowing what to do to get better each and every week. That's it, really.
You mentioned the tackling. 6 games in. How do you improve upon that? Is this sort of what you are now after 6 games, or no?
No, I don't believe that's what we are. I just believe that we just need to progress, get better. That's it. It's a lot of things that we have to fix as a defense so we can be better. The offense did great. Not really great, but they did decent enough to at least help us in a way. So it's just, with us, we just have to, get better each and every week, practice, execute better, learn what we need to do to just progress from this.
Is that you mentioned tackling? Is that the key, you think, to stopping the running games that you've seen from teams like Kansas and Kansas State? Is just being better tackling?
That's always the key. Stopping the run first. That's on our defense. Our first thing is to stop the run, and we've been struggling the past couple of weeks, but that's the main thing. Stopping the run so we can get them in passing situations so we can get after the quarterback. So at the end of the day, we didn't execute our game plan the way we wanted to, But you just have to progress. You have to get better. You have to learn how to move on from it and get stronger mentally and physically.
How much of the defensive line missed Ricky Barber today?
I think we missed him a lot as far as leadership and as far as leading by example, because Ricky does a lot of great things on the field that helps us in a way. So it's just he's a key piece. So without him, it's like okay, at the end of the day, you have second guys that can come in and fill in his spot, but it's not Ricky. Ricky to us is different. So.
Pretty tough week for you, considering you were one quarter away from picking up that first Big 12 win over Baylor, and now to be here before us and talking about this loss.
Yeah, it's a tough week, Yeah, it's always tough losing. So you just have to really just get that chip off your shoulder. Go back to the drawing board. Look at your mistakes. Look at what we can do to get better. Look at what we can do to execute better. Play calling, they caught us in a lot of plays. So it's just, scheme wise and learning what we can do to get better as a defense.
A season that held such promise. Knights were 3-0, now 3 straight losses to open Big 12 play. Where do they go from here? Well, up next, the bye week, and then they hit the road to face Oklahoma and a familiar face in quarterback Dylan Gabriel. For the Sons of UCF, I'm Trace Trylko.